Hey everybody, happy Monday, welcome back. So as I've mentioned previously, I like to make ice cream for my family on their birthdays, and I consider my curling team and my curling friends to be my extended family. And Britt just recently had a birthday, and his request was for Snickerdoodle ice cream. I'm a little concerned that it could be slightly similar to the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but I think I've come up with a recipe that's going to give us enough distinction between the two that they're not exactly the same. So to start, as we recently have been doing, 1 cup of whole milk, 1 cup of heavy cream. For the sugars, to really capture that cookie essence, I split it, so I'm doing 1/3 cup of white sugar and 1/3 cup of light brown sugar. We will also add about 1/8 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, a teaspoon of cinnamon, a nice heavy pinch of salt, some vanilla bean paste as always, and I think the ingredient that we'd be missing when we're talking Snickerdoodles is cream of tartar. So that's sort of the ingredient that really gives Snickerdoodles that little bit of tang. And I think if it was missing, or if we didn't have it, it's something that you would miss. You'd be able to tell it wasn't there. So we're gonna add that was probably 1/16 of a teaspoon. And I wanna bring that up over medium heat, stirring to dissolve everything. I'm working on it. That was my reminder to make Snickerdoodle ice cream popping up on my phone. So I see a few little wisps of steam, and now I think is a good time to add a tablespoon of butter, because butter makes everything better. And you know, cookies have butter in them, so it really contributes to the overall cookie experience. Now, to really get that baked flavor, I have 2 Snickerdoodles. Yes, I did buy them. I did not make them myself this time. And we're just going to tear those into about quarters, and we'll put them here in our mixture. And we'll go ahead and let that steep for 15 to 20 minutes, basically until those cookies have turned to mush and our pat of butter here has melted. We will be back in 20 minutes. Okay, our 20 minutes are up. Looks like those cookies have pretty much turned to mush. Now, as I mentioned, 2026 I have unilaterally decided is the year of the custard. So here are 5 egg yolks that we will get tempered. And they go back into the mixture. And we'll put that over a low heat and go ahead and cook these for 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, that's about 4 minutes. It's not coating the way I would like, but I can tell by the thickness, by the resistance that I'm getting from stirring, that those eggs are cooked. And we will go ahead and get this strained. So I think a lot of our solids this time are cookie mush, along with the egg yolks. So we'll just get a lot of this out. Had a decent amount of solids left. And it's a good thing this doesn't go into the ice cream, because this would not freeze well. It'd be kind of nasty. And we'll just go ahead and get that other cup of heavy cream added in. Give it a quick stir. And I'll just give a quick taste to see if I need to tweak any ingredients. Nope, that tastes like a Snickerdoodle. So we will go ahead and lid this up, fridge it overnight. After a quick chill in the fridge, we'll go ahead and get this churning. And as always, we'll take it on up to our soft stirrer, and then we'll dump those pieces of cookie in. I think we are at soft stirrer, so I have a few more of those Snickerdoodles that I have chopped up, and some that I've broken up. I don't know that I'll need all of them, but so I'm going to start with half. We'll see how well those incorporate, and we may go ahead and add the other halves. I think I will. You know, we'll go ahead, go big, and we'll just go ahead and add all of them. That was 3 more Snickerdoodles that I cut up and froze for 2 hours. Let's get this scooped into a container. Now I considered for the label Snickerdoodle. It was sort of a lot of writing. It's a little crowded. Sometimes the labels get rubbed off a little bit. So I just settled on Doodle because doodle is a fun word. All right, let's take a look at our Doodle ice cream. So container, giving it a squeeze. It's firm, but the way it sort of slides up and out of the container gives me hope at least that there's some scoop action here. And it is pretty firm. I think what I'm hitting is a piece of cookie. So maybe if I just reposition my scoop, that's a little bit better. Those are not terrible scoop lines. They're not my favorite. But I mean, overall, that's a fairly decent looking scoop. It actually looks softer than I thought it was at first. Yeah, so the bottom of this is pretty soft. It's actually melting rather quickly in the bowl, which is a little bit surprising. So that must have been a piece of cookie that I hit. So we'll try this little spoonful. I can see, I don't know if you can tell, but there is cookie in this bite. Okay, first reactions on the texture. There might be a few too many cookie pieces in there. I probably should have stopped at half like I said I was going to. So there's a few more than there probably should be. So the cookie pieces might actually be a little bit large. They probably could have been a little smaller because when they freeze up, they are freezing up somewhat crunchy. And the pieces being a little bit big means you run into some larger crunchy pieces rather than sort of having small little bursts of cookie. But as far as flavor, this really sort of nailed the Snickerdoodle experience. You do get that just little bit of tanginess from the cream of tartar, which is something that we were hoping for. The cinnamon is nice, but not too much cinnamon. The texture, like I said, is creamy outside of those pieces of cookie. Melts really well. So I hope you all have a great week. If you have any suggestions, please share them in the comments down below. I actually really love taking your suggestions and trying to figure them out. I like using the knowledge that I've acquired through experimentation to see if I can do it on my own. And honestly, seeing people enjoy my ice cream is one of my biggest joys in life. I wish I could mail this to all of you, but with shipping costs and the laws of physics, you'd probably end up with a box of Snickerdoodle soup, and I don't know that you want that. It might be good. Maybe we should try Snickerdoodle soup someday. So as I said, if you have a suggestion, leave it in the comments. I hope you have a great week and have a happy birthday, Britt. Bye.